Hi everybody, it's Jamie for the FTM Sweethearts Monday Post. This week we're talking about gender roles, masculine, feminine, independent, just what roles we have and if they've changed throughout the transition. So seeing as Noah is still pretty early in his transition, it's been about a month and a half. Our roles, for the most part, are the same as they used to be. He has always been more masculine than I have. I hesitate on the butch-femme dynamic because I think that's more than just looks. I think that involves a certain kind of personality. And although Noah has always been masculine before or after his transition, the personality butch is not applicable. And I'm very feminine. I'm very sensitive. I'm very girly. I'm very feminine. There's no really other word to describe it. But as far as a lifestyle, I believe I'm pretty strong and durable and not so fragile in so many ways. So taking away the stereotypical definitions of feminine and masculine, we both, I guess, reside in those categories. I have a little bit of an issue, I guess you would say, with certain feminine roles. I'm not necessarily this hardcore feminist, but I do believe that women can essentially do anything that they set their mind to, whether it's looked at as something that a male or a masculine figure usually does or experiences, and I believe that men can embrace their sensitivity and their feminine sides as well. I think every side is beautiful and should be accepted. After Noah coming out as being trans, as being transgender, I noticed a few things, and I think with me it's my stubborn qualities, and with him it's some insecurities. But I recall one time we were unloading the back of my car, and or the back of his car, something like that, and I had a flat screen TV, and I mean, it was pretty big, and yes, it was heavy, but I could do it, and I have moved it several times, and so I pulled it out of the trunk, and I was going to go upstairs with it, and he insisted that he do it. And looking back, I can understand both of our perspectives, our sides. I can understand why each of us had the adamant notion to complete that task by ourselves. And there are so many times that I feel that I allow that chivalrous masculinity, the male fix-it kind of mindset. I allow things like that, even if I can do it, because I know it makes him feel good. And he knows I can do it. That's not to say that I don't get upset if ever I feel he's pushing, like he should do something where even though I'm lifting him up, I don't want to be pushed down. So we give and take with that. We butt heads sometimes. Everybody does. I've said time and time again that this is the most honest and best relationship that I've ever been in. And that's true. With that being said, that doesn't mean that we don't butt heads or disagree or hurt each other's feelings. And I think in having certain gender roles, it can make things easier and more comfortable and more accepting in some certain situations, whatever you feel is important to you. I think in a lot of ways, though, gender roles can really mess with you and add complexity to a certain situation, make it just more complicated. as far as money goes, we don't have anything linked together as of yet. I'm not sure where we'll go with that. We both are very comfortable in the fact that we have things separate, but we help each other out, and it's a give and take. And chores around the house, like I said, we don't live together, not just yet, but there's no certain chore or house duty that each of us has been designated or doesn't feel comfortable doing. Laundry, dishes, cooking, cleaning, whatever it may be, we're both really just giving in that way, and whatever needs to be done, we do it. When kids come into play, I will not be the mother that says, just wait till your daddy gets home, or daddy will handle this, or, and I won't tolerate wait for mom. This is mom's area. It will be a dual partnership, a dual parenting technique, I guess that would be, and we've agreed on that. It's, you have your independent respect, your independent duties, you know, but it's a partnership. This whole life is going to be a partnership. Gender roles in the bedroom, that's kind of been the same, and without getting into too much detail and blasting, you know, our life, I still would like to be open and give some insights. But even before he came out as trans, it was more of a masculine, feminine role, and I don't know, this part is kind of difficult, but the actions in the bedroom, I mean, they change, and they are, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time trying to get this part out. They'll change from one person being in control, the other person being in control. I don't know if you want to use tops and bottoms. We both exchange those roles as the in charge, I guess you would say. But he takes on the more masculine role, and I'm comfortable with that. I would even be comfortable if he had a more feminine role, even as a trans guy. However he needs to express himself to feel comfortable, I am on board with. It just so happens that his way of expressing himself in a social manner, in a sexual manner, in a private and public manner, he's very masculine. And so there might be more changes along the way, or more adjustments, you know, and we might adapt to certain things, but for the most part, it's equal in the respect. Gender roles, not very often do they get in our way. Do they make things complicated? But like I said before, it has the opportunity to better a situation or hinder it. It just depends on how we approach it. And, I mean, confidence, insecurities, daily mood, circumstances outside of your control, all those things come into play, I think, with gender roles. What else? I think that's it. It's been about 8.5 minutes. Another ramble, I guess. Yeah, I understand that, gender roles are different for people, and they are extremely important in certain situations, but I think as much as the partners of these trans gentlemen and trans ladies, as much as they are being open and accepting and adjusting to this lifestyle, I think it's very important that the trans guys and girls are accepting too. You have to understand that as open and as wonderful and as on board as we are with this, we might mess up. We might not think of something, you know, and I get very defensive when my intent might be questioned, or I don't know, I feel like I put a lot into making sure that I am known for accepting. And so when I feel attacked, I might not necessarily be attacked, but when I feel attacked or insulted or questioned for how I'm feeling or what I meant to say or do, I think that's that's where I might flip. And in that sense, gender role isn't really important. It's about your heart and your mind and your soul. So whether or not this was help or not, you had 10 minutes of me. So see you next Monday. Again, with my personal videos, I'll try to be more on board with that. I'm just trying to readjust my life in a certain area. So I've kind of switched my priorities and trying to get that back on board. So hopefully I'll be able to post another video on my personal channel. But if not, you will see me here next Monday without a doubt. Have a great day, guys. Bye.